Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther, and today I'm going to be talking about dropping out of uni and my thought process behind it, and how I am this close to doing so and what is preventing me from actually doing it. So I hope you guys find this video informative, helpful, and if you are at a stage where you're thinking of dropping out of uni, please watch this video throughout to really see and put things into context. But even if after this video you are thinking about dropping out of uni, then I guess this is your sign. Don't take that seriously, but hear what I have to say, and please leave a like, comment what you think down below, whatever it is, and subscribe to see my academic journey if there's going to be one. So the first thing I want to say is why I thought about dropping out of uni and what happened. So if you guys watched my other video, which will be up here, about my first term experience, it was not that great. Socially, I didn't meet that many people, at least I don't think I did. And everything was online in terms of my course, so that wasn't very enjoyable. And because I'm very much a people person, it didn't help that I didn't see that many people, and it just wasn't the best. And coming from London to Cardiff, it was just a bit of a shock to the system in terms of diversity, the food and everything, because Cardiff is quite small compared to London. Because I was spending so much time alone or doing my own thing, I was really contemplating about whether law was for me, law and criminology, and whether I really actually liked it. I mean, I remember a friend asked me why I actually wanted to study law and criminology, and they were like, don't give me your personal statement stuff, why do you want to study it? And I'm not sure why, but I was silent when they asked me that question. But apart from law and criminology, I don't see myself going into anything else. And even if I was interested in any other course, I don't think I'd be able to stick it out for 3 years. Maybe I could pick it up as a side interest to engage myself intellectually, but it wasn't something that I would be interested in studying a degree for and taking money out, student loans for. So that is basically the context behind why I was thinking about dropping out of uni. And obviously I'm not going to show you on camera, but I was in tears a lot just because I didn't know whether uni was for me. Growing up, although I did get good grades when I did have to get them, Asian families, communities and whatever, I didn't always think academic things were for me. I was much more of a people person. But I think in terms of the career that I want to go into and I want to pursue, it'd be very beneficial to have this academic backing for me, especially if I do want to become a criminal barrister or a barrister of any sort, or a prosecutor. I do have to get a degree, a qualifying law degree for it, so I might as well do it now. I think something that's definitely made me stay at uni is because of my future aspects. Even though I did not have the best time during first term, I was in the back of my mind, I was always thinking about what I would be doing in the future and whether I want to sacrifice temporarily for long-term gains, or whether I want to live a good life short term and worry about it in the future. So it really is up to you. I think it really depends whether you think uni is worth it or not. Sometimes it may not be worth it if you're pursuing something like a musical career, because you can pick up those skills through piano lessons, you can pick it up through music school and all of that. So it just depends what you want to do in the future. And although everyone's you only live once, no, you live every day, and if you're Christian, you live 2 lives. So despite what I was feeling in first term, I had to place the truth over my feelings, and I had to place a lot of things above my feelings to really see whether I wanted to stay at uni. Because for me, I feel feelings can be deceptive, especially in situations like this where you don't want to make rash decisions. And I'm so glad that I didn't like do everything based on my feelings, because if I did, a girl would have probably been at home right now and I don't know what I'd be doing. That is not to say that I might not take a year out in the future, but it is to say that I do definitely think that I will be staying at uni for the time being. My other options apart from dropping out of uni was to take a year out. I'm not sure what the technical term is for this, but this is basically where you go into your degree, you go first year, and you can take a year out either from like first to second year or second to third year, third to fourth year, blah blah blah. It's kind of like a break from uni to really see whether you like it or not, but you still have your place at uni. So I would definitely consider this option if you are struggling or if you don't know whether uni is for you. The downside of this is that my personal tutor told me that if you do take a year out or drop out of uni, there may be funding issues in the future in terms of your tuition fees and your maintenance loans. So you do want to be careful in terms of making these decisions, as you would be, but keep that in mind. And the other option was to obviously drop out of uni. I do think if you do drop out of uni, you would definitely need to think about what you would be doing instead. Like, would you be having a full-time job? Have you found the job? Would you be doing an apprenticeship? Would you be doing work experience? Would you be traveling the world? Like, you really need to plan out what you'd be doing if you're not going to uni, or if you're planning to drop out of uni, because the worst thing you can do is drop out of uni and have no plan, I guess. I think some people can freelance this way, but I think in terms of your future career and stuff, it'd be really great to like plan out at least a brief idea of what you would be doing in this year or whatever, so that you actually have something to keep you accountable for the year and not just to sit at home and scroll through TikTok and do nothing, I guess. I would suggest that you would seek advice from your personal tutor or someone that your uni has placed you with in terms of like your law family. So law family is like when they place second years with first years and like you're a family and you can ask them any questions, or you speak to your personal tutor. Personally, I did that and it was a great conversation in terms of she was able to identify why I was actually feeling like I wanted to drop out of uni, and that was because I wasn't really socially planted at Cardiff, which I am working on in second term, and it definitely is getting a bit better. So take this as your sign as like there is light at the end of the tunnel, and don't feel like you're alone at uni, because it can be a very lonely place. You may be feeling lonely, but you're not alone, okay? And I spoke to my personal tutor and we were just basically able to talk about my feeling and talk about how first term went and how everything was going. In terms of one of the points that I remember us talking about was my grades. So for now, I've done a few summatives, which are exams that count towards my module grades. And for criminology, they're really good, and for law, they're just all right. But she did mention and highlight that even though I wasn't as engaged on the course in first term, the grades that I'm getting are pretty good. So she was like, imagine the grades you could get if you were engaged and you were socially planted and you were having a great time at Cardiff. So I would also take your grades as a slight indicator as to whether you're doing okay at uni or whether you really need to consider like doing something else. Just to mention that a 40% is actually decent at uni. Like, I know it's not that great in terms of overall uni grades, but getting like a 40 to 50% is quite normal in terms of first year, where usually it doesn't count. So I've already touched on it before, but why I am deciding to stay, at least for now, is because, as I said before, I do want to pursue a legal career, just I don't know what in. Unless God has any other plans for me, then I'll be on my merry way. But secondly as well, I'm still figuring out what I want to do in life, and I just think doing this in the meantime will help me really figure out what I want to do. And you know, those people that are 18 or even younger or older that have their life figured out, not all of us have it figured out, even if we seem like we do, like our LinkedIn pages are popping. Like, everyone doesn't have it figured out, so you're not alone in that. And I just feel like you guys need to know that, because not enough people kind of mention it on YouTube or just in real life, because everyone wants to breeze through uni, but that's not how it happens. My opinion of if you want to drop out of uni, or if you're thinking about it, I would suggest you write down all your thoughts. I would suggest you do a little mind map in terms of why you want to leave, where your heart is at, like what you're feeling and everything. Always remember to acknowledge your feelings and how you're feeling about uni, because it can be a stressful place. And I would also suggest talking to a few friends about it. That means you have to be open and honest about how you're feeling about uni, and I would suggest to talk to people that are mature in their life and are mature in the way they think. Because if you pop up to someone that obviously doesn't care about their life, or they don't really care how they're doing at uni, they're not going to give you the best advice. I would suggest to at least talk to someone that's taken a year out, someone that's dropped out of uni, someone that's gone through uni, someone that is doing like a creative career, or like someone that is mature in their age as well, that can really tell you and look through your situation and give you some sort of motivation or advice as to whether you should drop out of uni or whether you should consider doing something else. Because another thing you could do is change course. Maybe you don't like your course, so always look into that. And another thing that one of my friends told me was to look at year 2 modules, because for law and criminology we didn't get to choose any of the modules that we were going to do this year, because it was compulsory to six modules. But from year 2 you can pick your modules, and maybe that will help you, like seeing the modules that you can take and that you can choose for second year could motivate you perhaps in sticking out the like rough parts of like law and criminology, or parts of the course that you don't like, and having something to look forward to in year 2. So I would advise to go on your uni's website and see what they're doing for year 2 modules and even year 3 modules if you really want to look into that. So that is the summary of my thought process of whether I wanted to drop out of uni, take a year out. Right now, as I said before, I'm going to stay at uni, but obviously if I do take a year out, you guys will know, because this is what this YouTube channel is for. And the main thing I've definitely learned is that sometimes it may not be uni itself that you're hating, maybe it's just one aspect, and for me that was not being socially planted. Yeah, so I would really encourage you to figure out what it is, and if it really is uni as a whole, then you've identified the problem, and it's just about whether you want to take the next steps and take that risk or take that opportunity. One thing I forgot to add is that your mental health might deteriorate at uni, and I say might, but 90% it will. So that's why I found it hard, because socially I wasn't planted, so mentally I got a bit. So yeah, do expect a few tears, not a few, plenty of tears. At uni, especially if you've moved out for university, especially to like a new city or a new country even. So be prepared for that, and there are helplines with mental health. I'll drop them down below. And yeah, it's just not a fun place at uni, but also find some solace that a lot of people do think about dropping out. It's just about whether people actually do. Like, some people are scared to drop out because of like societal pressures and whatnot, but personally, if I had something that I wanted to do outside of uni, why not? I think also, like, sometimes life is about taking risks, and this isn't to encourage you to drop out of uni if you don't have a plan, but if you have something that on your heart that you want to do and you want to pursue, why don't you take a year out of uni and try to pursue it? And if it doesn't go well, at least in the future you can say that you've taken that chance and you've taken that risk and you've taken the opportunity. So I would encourage you to do that. Like, never crush your dreams because you feel like you have to fit into the standard that you have to get a university degree, because look at the world now. We have technology and we have so many tools in our hands that we can literally create a living without having a university degree, such as social media marketing. That only takes experience, and if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you either have a phone or a laptop, so you can get started with that. So if you do have something that you want to do and you're passionate about it, then I would really encourage you to at least take a year out to see if you want to do it, or at least do it as a side hobby alongside uni. So that's my word of encouragement for you. And the last thing is, don't be so harsh on yourself. Uni can be a really hard place in terms of all the alleys, so like emotionally, mentally, physically, socially. So don't be so hard on yourself. Like, treat yourself, even if it is with your student loan money. Obviously be wise, like check out my video on budgeting, like I'll link it up there. I'm so happy that I can like literally just say I've got a video for this and a video for that. Besides the point, we digress. Do what you want to do, but obviously think it out beforehand. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. You already know the drill. And just let me know if you're struggling with uni or struggling with this thought process. Maybe we can like talk it out and see what the problem is, if you do have one. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend or a good week whenever you're seeing this video, and I hope to see you in my next one.